The dystopian universe. In the not-so-distant future, the world had become a bleak and desolate place. Cities were shrouded in perpetual darkness, their once vibrant streets now desolate and crumbling. The sky was a constant, ominous grey, and the air was thick with pollution. This was the world of Terra Noir, a dystopian universe where hope was a scarce commodity and freedom was a distant memory. Among the ruins of what was once a thriving metropolis lived Ava, a young woman with a fiery spirit and a heart full of defiance. Ava had grown up hearing stories of the world before the collapse, a time when the sun shone brightly, and people lived in harmony with nature. But those days were long gone, replaced by a brutal regime that controlled every aspect of life. The government of Terra Noir, known as the Dominion, ruled with an iron fist. Surveillance drones patrolled the skies, monitoring the citizens' every move. Dissent was swiftly and mercilessly crushed, and the people lived in constant fear. Ava's parents had been part of a resistance movement, but they had disappeared years ago, leaving her to fend for herself in the unforgiving city. Ava had inherited her parents' rebellious spirit and was determined to continue their fight. She had joined a small, underground group of rebels who called themselves the Luminaries. Their mission was to overthrow the Dominion and restore freedom to Terra Noir. Despite the danger, Ava found solace in the company of her fellow Luminaries, who shared her dream of a better world. One night, as the city slept under the watchful eyes of the drones, Ava and her comrades gathered in a hidden basement beneath an abandoned warehouse. Their leader, a wise and resourceful man named Elias, stood at the center of the group, his voice steady and resolute. "We have received intelligence about a critical vulnerability in the Dominion's central control system," Elias began. "If we can infiltrate their mainframe and upload this virus, we can disable their surveillance network and give the people a chance to rise up." Ava's heart raced with excitement and fear. This was the opportunity they had been waiting for, but it was also their most dangerous mission yet. The Dominion's headquarters, a towering fortress of steel and glass, was heavily guarded and nearly impenetrable. Elias continued, "Ava, you have the skills we need to execute this plan. Your parents would be proud of you." Ava nodded, her determination unwavering. "I'll do it. For them, and for everyone who dreams of freedom." The next day, under the cover of darkness, Ava and a small team of luminaries made their way to the outskirts of the Dominion's headquarters. They moved silently, avoiding the watchful eyes of the drones and the patrolling guards. As they approached the fortress, Ava felt a surge of adrenaline. This was it, the moment that could change everything. Using a combination of stealth and hacking skills, Ava and her team bypassed the outer defenses and gained access to the building. The interior was a stark contrast to the decaying city outside, gleaming with advanced technology and cold, sterile architecture. Ava led the way, her heart pounding as they navigated the labyrinthine corridors. Finally, they reached the central control room. Ava approached the main terminal, her fingers flying across the keyboard as she began to upload the virus. The seconds stretched into an eternity as she worked, the tension in the room palpable. Just as the upload was nearing completion, an alarm blared, and the doors to the control room slammed shut. Guards burst in, weapons at the ready. Ava's comrades fought bravely, but they were outnumbered and outgunned. Ava's heart sank as she realized they might not make it out alive. Determined to see the mission through, Ava continued her work, her focus unwavering despite the chaos around her. She pressed the final key, and the virus was uploaded. The screens flickered, and the lights dimmed as the surveillance network began to shut down. Ava turned to face the guards, her eyes blazing with defiance. "You may capture me, but you can't stop the people from rising. The Dominion's days are numbered." The guards seized her, but Ava felt a sense of triumph. She had done it. The Luminaries' plan had succeeded, and the people of Terra Noir would have a chance to fight for their freedom. As Ava was led away, she caught a glimpse of the city through a window. For the first time in years, she saw a spark of hope in the eyes of the people below. They had witnessed the beginning of the end for the Dominion, and they were ready to reclaim their world. In the days that followed, the Luminaries' message spread like wildfire. The people of Terra Noir, inspired by Ava's bravery and the crippling blow dealt to the Dominion's surveillance network, began to rise up. Protests erupted in the streets, and acts of defiance became more frequent. The Dominion struggled to maintain control, their iron grip slipping with each passing day. Ava, though imprisoned, became a symbol of resistance and hope. Her story inspired countless others to join the fight, and the luminaries continued their efforts to dismantle the Dominion from within. Slowly but surely, the tide began to turn. One fateful day, the people of Terra Noir stormed the Dominion's headquarters. The once feared fortress fell to the combined might of a united populace, and the oppressive regime crumbled. Ava was freed from her cell, greeted by the jubilant cheers of her comrades and the people she had fought so hard to liberate. As the sun broke through the perpetual grey skies for the first time in years, Ava stood atop the ruins of the Dominion's headquarters, her heart filled with hope and determination. The journey ahead would be long and difficult, but she knew that together, they could rebuild their world. The people of Terra Noir, guided by the luminaries and inspired by Ava's heroism, began to restore their land. They planted trees and gardens where once there had been only decay. They built homes and schools, fostering a new generation that valued freedom and unity. Ava's name became synonymous with courage and resilience. Her story was passed down through the ages, a reminder of the power of hope and the strength of the human spirit. And so, in the heart of Terra Noir, a new dawn rose, heralding an era of light and possibility in a world that had once known only darkness.